motives came to the aid of the child king of Egypt. This was 200 BC. Still, it took 32 years until 168 BC, when it is agreed by historians that Rome became the dominant world power. Continuing on, we are moving on now. Rome did indeed exalt themselves to establish division, that is, by sending Joan Scopas with an army of choice troops to defend Egypt. But they shall fall. Antiochus Magnus defeated Scopas and his army, and did indeed take the most fenced cities of Egypt. Scopas was forced to surrender, but Ptolemy Epiphanes sent forth his best troops to try and aid Scopas. But Antiochus and his army routed them also. True to the prophetic word, the arms of the south Egypt shall not withstand, neither his chosen people. His chosen people meaning Rome, the people that Egypt appealed to for help against the invasion of Antiochus Magnus. Remember though, this is 200 BC. There's still 32 years before Rome becomes this dominant power that the Bible said that she would come. Looking at verses 16. But he that cometh against him shall do according to his own will, and none shall stand before him, and he shall stand in the glorious land, which by his hand shall be consumed. Antiochus invaded Egypt again in 168. He demanded Cyprus and pursued him. He besieged to him. He occupied Lower Egypt and camped outside Alexandria. The cause of the Ptolemaians seemed lost, but on June 22nd, 168, the Romans defeated Perseus and his Macedonians at Padar, and there deprived Antiochus of the benefits of victory. In Eleusis, a suburb of Alexandria, the Roman ambassador, Gaius Popilius Laenas, presented Antiochus with the ultimatum that he evacuate Egypt and Cyrus immediately. Antiochus, taken by surprise, asked for time to consider. Popilius, however, drew a circle in the earth around the king with his walking stick and demanded an unequivocal answer before Antiochus left the circle. Did you get that, brothers and sisters? This man with his walking stick drew a circle in the sand around the man and said, listen, I want an answer before you leave the circle. And of course, Antiochus gave him an answer and he left Egypt. This, my brothers and sisters, is where Rome became a dominant world power. Let's continue on from our Bibles now. Verse 17, he shall also set his face to enter with the strength of his whole kingdom, and upright ones with him, thus shall he do. And he shall give him the daughter of women, corrupting her, but she shall not stand on his side, neither be for him. Now, I can't go into all the details. It's just too much details here for us to go into. But let me just say this much. In verse 17, Julius Caesar is introduced, and also Cleopatra number 7 is also being introduced here in verses 17. And I didn't even put anything on my screen concerning this. Since the line of the Seleucid kings north continue on until 64 BC, which brings us to verse 16. This verse describes the